Hello everyone. It's James again. And before I get started with today's video, I just want to quickly say, all work in this video contains 100% original content of and by myself James Smith, otherwise known as Bgood 4000, and was uniquely created with NAWMAL software, by myself James Smith. As I purchased commercial rights from NAWMAL to produce my unique and original video with this software. Commentary is uniquely my own thoughts, feelings, and expressions. Now that I have that out of the way, I do hope everyone is doing well today, and making great strides in your lives. Which leads me to talk about something very important. And that is narcissism and seeing it early. Or catching it early on. And most importantly, not reacting emotionally to the narcissism that you are witnessing. Now that doesn't mean to not react. But what it means is to not have a snap or quick reaction. However, to slow things down. Think deeply about what is happening and then choose how you would like to proceed regarding your particular situation. Now, why is this important? Because narcissists are time wasters. They are big time wasters. And besides draining you of your life force and energy and transferring it to themselves, one thing narcissists love to do is waste as much time as they possibly can. Because you see, they have other targets all lined up. Once they either discard you, or you figure out what is going on and you leave them. But during this time of them developing and grooming other targets along with yourself, you were giving your all and then some to this individual. You were giving your time, your money, and your energy. You are really into this individual and into the relationship you had with them. That's why when these relationships people have with narcissists, it often leaves them broken and sadly a shell of their former self. I've seen people with just a glow about them, seeming like they had every chance in the world to make a good life for themselves. Then they have a 10 or 15-year relationship with a narcissist. And they are trying hard to pick themselves off the floor and put their lives back together. Which is no easy task. Especially after being drained for 10 or 15 years from an energy vampire like a narcissist. Some people will say, just move forward. And in theory that sounds nice. And yes, one does need to move forward. However, it's not always that easy. It's not. Narcissists can drain so much out of you that you get physically sick. And now, besides trying to pay all the bills the narcissist left you with, you are now losing your job because you are unable to work. You now have the hospital trying to collect what you owe them in medical bills. And it just goes on and on and on. And this topic can be talked about in great depth for many videos to come. Because oftentimes with the relationship ends with the narcissist, an entire new battle begins. New bills. New problems. And it drains this poor person of more of their life energy. And this is why I do what I do. Yes. So I can let the person that went through 10 or 15 years of pure misery, and they are having trouble putting their lives back together, to let them know that you're not alone. That you are thought about and cared about. And you and your pain is recognized and validated. But it's also to help to educate and protect those that are just starting out. Thinking, is this individual a narcissist I'm dealing with or not? And they are scratching their head much like we were. But instead of having no information like us, they now have not only my channel, but many other channels out there with tons of information. So you can get away from this time and energy sucker sooner rather than later. Because I'm sorry to say, it's easy. It's easy to accidentally stay with these narcissists for long periods of time. They are that good at manipulating you and getting you to stick around. Getting you to blame yourself. And getting you to second guess every thought in your head. That's why they are narcissists. But when you have this information, you start seeing common trends. And you stop second guessing yourself. And you might be able to put together a plan to get away from such an individual and do the self-work. So you can put your life back together again. with hopefully minimal damage by this narcissist you were involved with. And I think it's already starting to happen. You've heard the term ghosting. Yes. This happens to decent people by narcissists and other toxic people all the time. But now the good people are realizing they can do this to narcissists as well. Especially during the early stages. Now I would say, please be careful on how you exit a relationship with a narcissist. But I know people that have told me. They went on a few dates with someone. And they picked up on certain things this person said and did that made them think something was off. Some used the word narcissism. And some just explained what happened and said it was off. Such as denying they said something they clearly said. Even if it's something small and harmless. This was a red flag for someone I know. And they just told this new person they went on a few dates with they were too busy to go out at this time. Then finally said that they think they weren't a good fit for each other. And then wished them luck. You see. In many cases, it might be easy for someone to say the gaslight where they denied they said something they clearly said is harmless. Because it was about something small. And there are still many people, especially codependents, that would give this individual another chance. Which is what the narcissist is looking for. Which makes it easier to make the relationship go longer and to bring the target into deep water, so to speak. However, when someone sees this gaslighting situation and sees it as something very telling, they can then end the relationship before it gets started. So there's hardly any damage, if any at all. And this person can move forward and enjoy the rest of their life. You see, your time is precious and important. You won't get it back. And narcissists know it. They tend to know the fact that you are stuck with bills because of them. So even if they can't see you anymore, and they have no more contact with you, they know the 15 years they spent with you took away valuable time. You could have been doing a lot of good and great things. And they know the next several years going forward, even if they can't see you, they know this time will be spent trying to undo the mess the narcissist created in your life. So I urge you, please slow things down. Take your time. Watch a lot of these videos. Think about what is happening with this person in your life. And then ask yourself, is this person worth destroying your future over? Hey. I know people make mistakes. Good people put their feet in their mouth, so to speak, from time to time. However, have you ever scratched your head and felt totally put off from someone that you thought really liked you? For the first 6 months of knowing them, they were perfect. And it's important to note, none of us are perfect. But you know what I mean, I think. Then out of nowhere they accuse you have something you didn't do. Or they act in a way that is contrary to what you've known this individual to be thus far. Please do yourself a favor and take a step back. And understand what is more than likely going on here. You are more than likely at the end of the love bombing period. And now they are testing you to see if you will stick around after they mistreat you. And this is where hopefully you very carefully leave this individual as fast as you can. And the more you do this, the better radar for this type of behavior you will get. Again, no one is perfect. And even some people from great loving homes have been taken by narcissists. Though narcissists tend to look for those that come from broken homes, they can and most certainly will target those that come from good homes as well. But the more you are able to walk away from these narcissists and other toxic individuals even in the first few months, you have a pretty good shot at having minimal cleanup to yourself. Not saying there won't be cleanup, but hopefully it will be a lot less than if you spent 15 years with one of these energy vampires. Because you know what? I feel so bad. We are missing out on some really talented, and I do mean talented, people. Because narcissists love talented people. And they love snuffing out that talent. And by the time the narcissist gets done with this person, they are a shell of their former self. and they are just trying to keep their head above water, let alone trying to work on their talents and skills. We miss out on so much. And the person that is in the situation misses out on so much because of these toxic individuals. Take your time. Slow it down. Think about the many things we've talked about. Rewatch some videos. And read the comments. There is a wealth of information in the comment section. Story after story of what others have gone through. And by reading these stories, you might have a light bulb moment. Someone talking about in details how the narcissist did to them what they are doing to you this very moment. And how they wasted 20 years of their life with such an energy vampire. And how they wish they had this information a lot sooner. Then after you have this light bulb moment, you now know what you should probably do. And that is protect yourself. And get as far away from such a toxic individual as you possibly can. This isn't a joke. Not by a long shot. There are many, and I do mean many, people that have had their life dreams destroyed. Because they went on the express train of narcissism and all the mistreatment and manipulation that comes with it. You need to know you are worth to put yourself as a priority over someone that means you no good. And to get away from this individual as fast as you can. And for those that did spend a long time with someone that is as toxic as a narcissist, I can identify with you. Because I reflect on my growing up and I see pain and sorrow. With no real working on preparing me to be a productive adult. Though I try my best as an adult. All of the many talents I had in my growing up years were blocked and snuffed out. Then as an adult, having the narcissist so-called friends I had. And Susie, my now narcissist ex, in my life. It was nothing but years and years and years of a mess. Where I kept walking through that door getting mistreated over and over again. And manipulated into staying and putting up with it. Instead of working on something more productive. Like working on myself. And the last thing I want to see is another me come along and go through what I went through. I want to see you break those chains as early as possible and get a grasp on your life. So you can have a great life. A life with successes. Though we need failures at times to teach us about life. You don't want so many failures you are finding it difficult to even move forward to live your life and to be successful at it. I say this because I really do care. And I want to see the best for all of you. Well, that's all I have for now. I do thank you all that have subscribed. And if you haven't already and you like this content, please hit the subscribe button. Also, if you would like to support even further, you can do so by the way of Patreon. And for those that are already supporting by the way of Patreon, I humbly say thank you from the bottom of my cartoon heart. With that said, I do hope your day is blessed. And until next time, bye for now. And be good to yourself.